Hi, this is Majinoni, and here's my review for Kick-Ass 2 and Godzilla Kingdom of Monsters number 1. Now, just so you guys know, this video might appear on a site also called mycomicnetwork.com. I've been working with them over there to put some videos up there, and I was still waiting for a piece of video to add with this one, so that way it looks more official, but I didn't want to wait that much longer to get things out because I know you guys are wanting to see this review. So let's get on with the review. I'm going to do Godzilla first. Now, I love Godzilla. I've loved Godzilla ever since I was a kid. I read the Godzilla comic books, and I love it. So when I saw IDW was bringing this book out, I was really excited. And, I kept hearing things like, we're going to be bringing monsters, it's going to be a great time, and that got me more hyped. Now, I know a bunch of people out there are going to totally disagree with me, but I really don't care, because keep in mind, this is coming from my point of view in the sense of as a pure Godzilla fan. Now, when I first looked at this, I thought, this art is horrible. It's just horrible. I understand that Phil Hester is really popular, and he has done some interesting work, but I just can't stand the art. The one thing I will give it is the Godzilla actually looks really well done. I mean, this is probably one of the best looking Godzillas I've seen. But everything around Godzilla is like, it just hurts my eyes. Now, this beginning part here with the kids playing on the beach and the dead fish coming, it's so unimaginative that it almost just actually made me stop reading the book, because I was like, really? Is this the best you could have done? Now, I understand that it's very stereotypical type beginning, and I believe Godzilla vs. the Smog Monster had something similar to this in it, even. And maybe they're trying to capture that old Godzilla flavor. But, because we haven't seen any new Godzilla movies in a long time, I would just wish that maybe they would have thought of something a little bit different. Now let's talk about this next part right here, where this projectile Godzilla something where or another comes out of the water. Now let's talk about, what is this? Is this the tail? Is this the spike? I don't know. But whatever it is, I don't understand how it could just pop out of the water. Like it just did. I don't believe it was like a shark fin going like this, getting bigger and bigger and bigger. This looks like it just literally, popped out of the water, as you can see based on that. Now, let's look at how close this is to shore, and how big Godzilla is. It just doesn't make sense, especially when you see this next page here, where Godzilla has learned the ability to tunnel underneath a beach and come out on the beach. This could have been such a more spectacular picture, I think, and at least made more sense to me if this was water instead of sand. I don't know, maybe Phil hasn't been to a beach, and he doesn't understand that the beaches aren't like 100 feet cliffs, where it's like, you walk out just a little bit, and then it's a steep drop. It's kind of like, well, you go out farther, and then the water gets higher and higher and higher. I think for Godzilla to appear like this, you would have seen more than this spike. And it's like, dude, I don't get this. It just drives me crazy. When I saw this again, I almost stopped reading. Now, basically from there, then it's sirens go off, and then trouble, what's going on, and people are running, Godzilla's attacking, and again, I just, like, this is like an awesome Godzilla face, but everything around this is it just hurts. It hurts. Oh, when you have the old woman who trips. Oh, like we haven't seen that happen before, I'm like, can't you come up with something unique? And, again, like, this is a nice foot. I love this part right here. But, when you see this here, it's like, what? This battle doesn't inspire me to think, wow, this is really awesome. This is like, I'm kind of lazy to tell a story, so I'm just going to draw Godzilla a few times and draw some planes. And we'll call that a day. Now, I thought, okay, before I go a little bit further, I'm going to say at least I love this Godzilla picture here. This is an awesome picture. I love the coloring, and I love the way the eyes look. That part is gold. This is bad, the whole thing. Now, I thought that was bad, it gets worse, because Japan launches a nuclear missile. And when I saw this picture, I was like, okay, can you not... I mean, I don't know, maybe there's a page count restriction or something like that, because does this even look like an interesting picture with a nuclear explosion with Godzilla stuck in it? It just doesn't interest me. It looks fake. It looks like they ran out of time. Like I said, and it looks like they screwed themselves by having old women falling and not telling a compelling explosion. Something that just made me go, oh my god, that was awesome. Like as a Godzilla fan, I remember watching not the cartoons, but the movies with the missiles and the energy attacks and all that stuff. And I'm like, wow. I remember thinking back to Ultraman and all those things. And the energy attacks, the explosions. And no matter how cheap those things looked at times, it looked better than this. I'm like, why? Why did you cheapen this important event that just happened? Now, the reason why I say this is important is because, if you notice, not once did you see Godzilla shoot out fire. At all. Not once. So what happens? He got radioactive, and now he breathes fire because of that nuclear missile. Now, this part was good. This part was good. Everything around it, it was like somebody went into my sandbox with my Godzilla toys, and they destroyed Tokyo before I could with my Godzilla. That's what it felt like to me. Now, I want you to remember this picture here, because, while this is an interesting spread, and under normal circumstances I really wouldn't complain about it, my complaint comes from this picture here, where the White House hears of this, and then it's just right from the pages of today's headlines with the way everybody's attacking the White House for everything they do. It's like they can't do, oh my gosh, the president tied his shoes, that's un-American. It's like that kind of mentality that's written here. And it's the same picture. Why did they use the same picture? Couldn't Phil have spent 20 minutes and maybe drawn something different instead of taking in a Xerox of this, go to his light table, or, I'm sorry, they don't do that anymore. Take this, shrink it with Photoshop, and then pop it right there. To me, this just seemed like it was a lazy effort, and I don't know. I mean, I'm really torn if I'm going to get any more. I love Godzilla, but I don't... It's like I said, somebody has spanked my childhood, and I'm not happy. Now, anyways, let's go to Kick-Ass 2. Now, to be honest with you, I'm surprised you guys even remember Kick-Ass, because the Kick-Ass 2 issue 1 came out in October of 2010. October. How many months does it take to put out 23 pages? I don't understand. I don't understand the delay. I understand, Mark is busy wheeling and dealing with Hollywood, and he's, has lots of side projects going on. But Superior has been coming out on time. Why? How come Kick-Ass can't? I mean, I don't know. Is it JR's fault? Is it Mark Millar's fault? I just did FedEx lose pages? I don't understand. Did Kick-Ass come out of the book and smack somebody's hand with his stick so they couldn't work any longer? Did Warner Brothers hold somebody's dog hostage to delay this book this long. It just doesn't make sense to me. And, I know this will never happen, but when there's a delay of this kind on a popular book like this, I just wish nobody would buy it. I swear, I would send such a message to these creators that they need to put these books out on time and not wait as long as they make us wait. It's inexcusable. But, let's go with this book. Now, JRJR's work in Kick-Ass and some of his other more recent artwork hasn't really inspired me to go, wow, this is actually really great. I think his art style fits the tone of this book and everything, but there's a lot of problems I have, personally with it. But I will admit, this art looks a lot better to me, and I'm actually enjoying the artwork better. So I'm hoping that, maybe JRJR took that extra time to really put extra effort into this art. But if that's the case, that it's going to take him 6 months to make this book presentable to me, don't do that. Just go back to your old style and then get it out monthly or bi-monthly like you should be doing. Because it's inexcusable that it's this late. Now, Kick-Ass, basically, he meets the superheroes, and actually, my theory about Kick-Ass is none of you guys care about Kick-Ass. You don't care that. I think you guys would, if this book came out 2 years late, you wouldn't care, because because you guys just have the hit girl syndrome, where you have impure thoughts about Hit Girl, and I think that must be why everybody keeps buying Kick-Ass and why it keeps sold out, and why we accept this delay. Anyways, I understand that this book is saying, warning, this book contains greatness, and, this book contains extreme graphic violence and things like that. But what I'm waiting for is the day where it doesn't matter what Mark does, we'll read it and go, that's not shocking anymore. It's boring me because it's not, you're focusing on the shock, you're focusing on the extreme violence, and you're not developing a more compelling story other than a story built on the one or two extreme panels or pages, and then have a loosely knit story around it. And I'm wondering when that day is going to happen. Now, this book is no exception, in the sense of for the violence. If anything, there's a little less amount of panels for violence, but there is, you do get to see some of this, and this part is a spoiler, but there's going to be a dog involved, and that's all I'll show for that. You can imagine what's going to happen, because this dog isn't coming to play fetch, but anyways, the superheroes are looking for some girl, and then they're kicking ass, taking names to try to figure out where she is. And what's kind of interesting is, some of these heroes, they have, they're actually going, well, I got a life, I got a job, so I can't come out today to play. And while that's going on, you have the supervillains starting to get together for the big battle that's coming. And anyways, this is, it's just, I guess you can say, I got a double dose of fail. And I fully understand, and I expect to see a lot of hate, because there's going to be a ton of people going, how can you say that? Phil's artwork is awesome. Godzilla is an amazing book. And, maybe you're friends with Phil. I don't know. And that's why you're saying those things, because whatever you see, I don't see. And, granted, Um, I will admit I'm being biased because Mark Millar made me wait as long as he did for the second issue. And when I got the second issue, I only see 23 pages. I don't see, hey, we made you wait, so let's give you, like a triple issue to make up for it. So that we get, look at all these extra pages you get. No, we don't get that. We don't get, hey, let's give you some more behind the scenes work or things like that. No, we get your typical, hey, here's what it looks like in penciled form, and here's what it looks colored. And I'm like, come on, you could have done something as a form of an apology to the fans who continually support your work. And I think that, if you could put out, I'll word it this way. If you don't have the ability to put out 2 books on time at the same time, hey, do one. Only do 1 book. That way that 1 book will come out on time, then the next book will come out on time, and everybody will be happy. Don't make us wait as long as you did. Because, I'm telling you, there's going to come a time where you're going to make people wait too long, and people will stop eventually caring. Anyways, that's my review for these 2 books. If you have any comments or questions, let me know. Rate the video up or down, let me know what you think. And I'll have more reviews up later, so until next time.